break here, and welcome to 10 Questions with the Pro. Today's guest is Connor Sparrow, who is an American soccer player who currently plays for the Chicago Fire in the MLS. Sparrow began his soccer career at the University of Missouri-Kansas City in 2012 before transferring to Creighton University. Creighton. While at college, Sparrow played the Premier Development League side IMG Academy Bradenton in 2014 and 2015, and now I am excited to have him today on 10 Questions with Pro. Connor, thank you for being on the show. How are you doing?
Doing well, Brady. Thanks for having me.
Okay, are you ready to get into the questions?
Ready to get into the questions, brother.
All right. Why did you become a goalie?
I became a goalie because I liked how there was only one on the field at a time per team. And I guess just being different on the field kind of resonated with me. Yeah.
What motivates you to keep training hard to maintain being a professional goalie?
I have personal goals towards my career that I still haven't met yet. And like as in order to meet any goal, you have to work hard for it.
Yep, you got to work hard for everything.
Exactly. And I'm no different than everyone else, So just trying to reach my goals and working hard to do that.
Yep. What steps help you achieve the ability to become a professional level goalkeeper?
I think it just goes into a lot of it comes from training, especially as a goalkeeper, there's not many moments in a game where you get to showcase your abilities. We're back there on our own. So the big thing for me was just training myself under the mentality that you have to take advantage of those moments in a game to kind of, I guess, build your profile, to build your resume. You know what I mean? And thankfully that happened for me at Creighton, and now I'm in MLS, and still looking to progress. You know what I mean? So it's all about progression and continuing forward and getting better.
Yep, looks perfect.
Exactly, you know it.
What sacrifices did you make through your life to be able to become a professional goalkeeper?
A lot of personal sacrifices. I haven't played professionally in my hometown, so I've been away from my family. I guess back since college. I haven't lived at home with my family for nearly 8 years now, I'd say. So that's a sacrifice. You have to be away from your family. You can't be with them every day. You miss out on a lot of vacations. You know what I mean? You miss out on, especially in high school and college when you're developing to try to play pro. There were no spring break trips for me. There was no, I guess, normal things that teenagers would find themselves doing. You know what I mean? It was all focusing on the sport and getting better and trying to get to the next level. And then also my girlfriend and I have been doing a long distance relationship for a while, and professional soccer sometimes keeps us apart. So that's another sacrifice that I've had to make in my personal life. But yeah, thankfully I have a good group of people around me, and they understand that I'm doing this for, I guess my own happiness, you could say. So yeah, I'm very thankful to have people around me like that.
Yeah, because if you play all these different sports and you're good at all those different sports, you're never going to be really good at one sport you really like. You got to focus on really one sport.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, you can't go pro in everything unless you're Bo Jackson or someone like that. And I'm certainly not that athletic, so thankfully I'm running with soccer.
Yeah. If you weren't a professional goalie, what else would you have wanted to be?
Well, I actually studied nursing in college. I'm a registered nurse now, so if I wasn't playing professional soccer, I'd bet money that I would be a registered nurse somewhere. But I would definitely still be playing soccer. That's
cool, because my mom is actually a nurse too.
No way, that's pretty cool. Tell her thank you for all the hard work she's doing.
Okay.
especially with COVID and everything surrounding that.
Yeah, she's at work right now too.
It doesn't surprise me.
What have you done on the field and off the field that you're most proud of?
On the field was probably winning the USL regular season in 2017 with Real Monarchs back in Salt Lake. That was my first and only professional trophy to date. So obviously that brings back a lot of good memories, and a lot of pride is drawn from that. And what I've done off the field is probably just getting my college degree. Thankfully, going pro and in college sometimes don't work out. You have to choose one or the other. And thankfully, I was able to go back during my first off season as a pro and go back and finish my degree. So that's one thing that myself and my parents are really proud of.
Yeah. What goalies or soccer players inspired you to want to be a professional?
My favorite keeper in particular was Oliver Kahn growing up. Played for Bayern Munich. Do you know who he is?
That's one of the few goalkeepers I really don't know.
Okay, yeah, you should look him up. You can learn a lot from him. At least I certainly did. Maybe it'll be the same for you. But he was just a great goalie. He was very intense, very, very business oriented. You know what I mean? He wanted to get the job done at all costs, and he did that. And he had a great career doing that with Bayern Munich. And that's just someone who I really idolized as a kid. He played like a giant. You know what I mean? And that stood out to me.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of different favorite goalies, but like my favorite MLS goalie is probably Matt Turner.
Yeah, he's doing well, and he had a really good tournament in Orlando. So
Yeah.
let's see.
What are your favorite gloves to wear in net and why?
I'm not a picky person. I've actually bounced back between Nike and Adidas, and I like all types of gloves, but I wouldn't say there's a particular brand that I would choose over the other, but mainly just like a style of glove. I like my gloves to be a little tighter fitting. You know what I mean? Not as much moving room inside the glove. So something like that, just a nice tight fitting glove. That kind of lets you move your hand freely, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
No, I don't like those finger saves. They're real rigid, and you feel like you can't move your hands.
Yeah. Yeah, the metal, it's hard to like move your fingers back.
Yeah, you can't, like, your hands are like stuck like this, like almost like you
Yeah,
got two
it's like,
paddles.
is there a save that you made that really sticks out in your mind?
Not really. You obviously have big saves and big moments. But recently there hasn't been one that's really kind of stood out in my mind. But I mean, those big moments are what you train for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's about it. I wish I could say that. I had a game-saving save that really stuck out and that I really used as motivation to continue in my career. But maybe that'll happen soon. Hopefully, that'll happen in the near future for me.
Yeah. What advice would you give a young goalkeeper like me that wants to play at a professional level?
Obviously, I would say just train as hard as you can every time you train. Don't waste your time when you're out there. Really get to work and do your best on improving. You can get 1% better each day, and if you do that over a year, you're 365% better. And that's something I take into my training regimen. You know what I mean? Some days are harder than others. Like some days you wake up and you really don't feel like playing. You feel tired or sluggish or whatever it may be, and you really just have to dig deep within yourself and find the reasons why you're out there in the first place. And you have to use those to motivate you to continue to get better.
Yeah.
And I'm a perfectionist, so that comes easy to me. But for some other people, that might not. I always try to be the best I can be, because if I'm not happy with myself, And I think the typical goalkeeper would kind of think along those lines as well.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, like, so how did you get into doing Keepers for a Cure? It's a very awesome, noble thing. For you're 13, right?
I'm 10.
You're 10. Okay, yeah, even more noble and crazy and unbelievable that a 10-year-old is doing this to have such a positive impact for people. So how did you get started?
So me and my dad drove me up to Richmond for a John Bush camp, and we were in the hotel pool, and so I've always liked helping out people. So like just seeing like a homeless person or something just really bothered me.
Okay.
And so my dad, I asked, we were in the pool, and I was like, I really want to help people out like more than I do now. And then he was like, I'll help you out in any way. And so then our original goal was $12, and then we beat that in like 3 minutes of the website being up. And then we eventually raised over our goal. And then we won. The season got canceled. We were gonna do a place that helps homeless people, but then the season got canceled, so we didn't get to do anything with them. But we're doing another breast cancer foundation this year, and but it's closer to us, so it's in Charlottesville, and we're hoping to get more money to
Yeah,
help
man.
those people out.
That's awesome. You're doing so many great things, man. It's tip of the hat to you. It's unbelievable, and especially from a 10-year-old, like, it's going to be exciting to see what you do when you get older and as you grow. You know, you're impacting a lot of people already, and I'd imagine that number's only going to grow. So congrats to you, man. That's really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Now, Connor, thank you so much for coming on 10 Questions with the Pro. I really appreciate your time for you coming on to 10 Questions with the Pro and chatting with me. Remember to check out this show and all our other shows on our YouTube channel. This show is also in audio format, Spotify and iTunes podcast. Just search Keep a Free Cure and remember to subscribe and like. Also, we recently updated our website. Please go to www.keepafreecure.com to learn about Keep a Free Cure and to find out how you can help. I'm Brady Krizowitz, and my guest was Connor Sparrow. Thank you for tuning in to 10 Questions with the Pro.
Thanks for having me on, Brady.